Hey, everybody, welcome back to Let's Take a Spin. We're back with a fantastic episode with my buddy, Emmett Drueding. Emmett and I have become fast friends, and he's all over the Philadelphia music community and the scene, and he's a great dude. He has a residency at the Mermaid Inn, and you got to check out all his dates, but the most important date is that he's going to be hopping on Chill AF New Year's Eve with me and Sophie Corin at Fat Lady Brewing Company, and it's going to be a blast. We're really looking forward to it. We're over halfway sold out. Actually, we might be around like 60, 65% sold out. Really looking forward to it, and about a week left. So get those tickets while you can, because we'll have a few at the door, but not that many. Not that many at the door, but really looking forward to it. So grab those tickets. But Emmett is amazing. He has this style. It's Dave Van Ronk meets like contemporary rock and roll. You just have to listen to it. It's fabulous. And he records with the likes of Michael Cumming and lots of other friends who have been on different podcasts that I've had, like Trap Rabbit, who Hambone Relay did a lot of shows with, and a lot of other great, phenomenal singer-songwriters and drummers. Heaton was on his record, who's a phenomenal singer-songwriter and drummer and keyboardist and percussionist who's going to be on the podcast at some point. Just haven't had that conversation yet. But make sure to check out all his music and make sure to go follow him on all the streaming services and grab his record. And I'm sorry, my hair is a little crazy today. I just got back in from Canada. That's where I was for the holidays. Happy holidays, everybody. And it's been a wonderful season of rest and finally like getting a second to sleep. And I'm sure you guys have been enjoying yourselves as well. Make sure to comment all the crazy stuff you did over the week, the Christmas week or holiday week, whatever you celebrate. But make sure to grab your Chill AF New Year's Eve tickets. And please do me a favor. The record, At the End of the World, my record, At the End of the World, is on sale at robtate.store. You can find it on my website and go grab that record. I'm shipping it to you directly. There's no middleman. I got you. We got shirts in stock. We got all sorts of stuff. We have the Chill AF beanies. Oh, hold on one second. Check it. Oh, it looks great. The Chill AF 2024 New Year's Eve beanie it's great. It's so good. I'm so happy with it. Oh, look at it. I've always wanted a hat of mine with like a little pom-pom, but it's great. Anyway, enjoy this episode of Let's Take a Spin with Emmett Drueding. See you guys very soon. Grab those tickets. Peace. Let's take a spin. All right, we got Emmett Drueding on the podcast. What's up, buddy?
Hello. How are you? What's going on, Rob?
Nothing bad, man. Me and Emmett decided to do a podcast early at 9 a.m. in the morning.
It's the only way to do it.
It's the only way to do it. I had one yesterday also at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and all of us are just trying to down coffee as fast as we
Yes, just you.
It's a good time. But Emmett, man, I know you're in the thick of teaching and all that other stuff, but I've always wanted to tell you in person, but I haven't seen you in a while, is that I always loved your style and your combination of like old school, like Dave Van Ronk, and modern songwriting has always been an inspiration for me.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm trying to keep music alive that I love and also, add my own flair to it.
Yeah, 100%. And you can tell that you're always doing that. Like your monthly residency at the Mermaid Inn always seems to have like a very distinct vibe to it. And it's always really cool.
It's a great room, and it's an old room with a lot of old soul. And I feel like it's the kind of room that like sets the tone for the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
You're going to be doing it. I'm looking forward to having you. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're going to be getting together. It's a February date to be announced to be here.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you a few questions, if that's all right, about like all your work and like, where are you from?
I'm from Philly, or I guess I was technically born in Allentown. I grew up in Mount Airy, so up in the Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to high school at Kappa, down in South Philly, Queen Village, whatever you want to call it.
That's the performing arts high school?
Yep, yeah, that's the one with like that all the Roots went to, but all those cats went there, but way before my time. And honestly, I've spent my entire life in Philly, and I know the town well.
That's awesome. Was it when you went to Kappa? Was it like talked about a lot? Like the Roots, were they always brought up like at every single like marketing anything with Kappa?
Yeah, I think like that's sort of like their voice to men, the Roots. I mean, there's a lot of great artists who went there. There are a few people, but some actors I think that have done awesome. There's a lot of great jazz music. How
Tons.
how jazz musicians get like, oh yeah, there's another one, but they're great. You know what I mean? They're awesome. They might not be household names, but some awesome. Justin went there. I'm pretty sure, or maybe he didn't. He may have gone to.
I'm not sure, but Justin Faulkner, for anybody who's listening, is an amazing jazz drummer. And quick story, Emmett, I went to the Montreal Jazz Fest when I was 18, and Branford Marsalis was playing.
Mm.
And we're sitting there in the audience, and then they introduced the drummer as, it's Justin Faulkner. It's I think it was his 21st birthday. And I was like,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah. It's like, that's.
And he was the best drummer that whole festival.
Some people just got it,
Yeah.
They just got it, and that's good for them, man.
Yeah, they just have that thing. But for you, that thing seems to kind of moves. And what I mean is that, like, every time I've seen you, you're very, like, intricate finger style stuff. And then, like, you'll have a few accompanists. But recently, you've been kind of playing around with, like, a full band setup, right?
Yeah, yeah. I've definitely I got to give credit to John Anthony DeMeo, who's the last couple of years, and he's really encouraged me to kind of. I'm very much an acoustic guitar player. I'd say, that's they're two different instruments. Very much so to me. And I'm kind of more well versed on acoustic guitar, how the dynamics of it, and the intricacies of the instrument. But John really was like, dude, let's get you a pedal board. You got some cool electric guitars, thanks to my old man. And he was like, let's do it. And so we've been doing a different iterations of bands over the last 2 years. And right now, we got we've got a few different players that we play with. Sometimes they have subs and stuff like that. New Year's, we got a couple new people who are going to be joining us. Just really going to be cool. But a lot of the time, I've been playing with uh, uh, Matt and Jack, and we're both great. And so we've been doing the 4-piece thing. It's fun. We jam a lot. He calls me Little Jerry, which not like the biggest Grateful Dead fan, so it's sort of like a John loves. If he's happy, I'm happy. It's all good. Not that there's anything wrong with the Dead. I like the Dead. It's, I'm not a Deadhead.
Yeah, but that wasn't a part of your, like, aesthetic growing up, right? Like, that wasn't a part of your wheelhouse.
Yeah, yeah, but I love the culture, and I love as a teacher, I teach people who love that stuff, and like, I have a lot of friends who are really into it, and it's fun. It makes people happy. It's cool, and like, I can get into it when I'm among people who are into it. You know what I mean?
1000%. Yeah, but, like, I was just curious why the switch. Because for people that don't know you, like, you are very, like, finger style guitar, like usually solo or duo or maybe even trio. Why did you switch more into the electric side of thing?
Well, I would say it's not necessarily a switch. It's still like, I think of there's different characters, sort of, and like I often think about performance like, you know, um, as a series of characters, right? And like you're kind of like theater in some ways. I still do the acoustic thing quite often. It's like Mermaid, I'll do that. And I mean, obviously, I'll have John sit in with me, but still acoustic oriented guitar. And I do a lot of gigs still where it's just that. But I think it's I love playing in bands. And I love playing with people, and like the solo acoustic thing is fun. And jamming with people on acoustic guitar is really fun. But it's just a challenge. It's another thing, and I don't. I love all kinds of music, and there's so many great players in this city that I get inspired by watching. Who are great electric players, and I'm just like, man, I want to get in, do my best to survive.
You mentioned, like, these great players, right? Like, you kind of go in between, like, jazz and creating these characters, which I super respect. What songwriter is, like, your North Star for, like, character writing for you?
Well, I think of classics. I think of Paul Simon, Elliott Smith, the Beatles,
Here, real quick, top three Beatles records, go.
Rubber Soul. I mean, I got to put Abbey Road in there.
It's like you have to, right? It's like, I know
Yeah,
there's so many great records I want to talk about, but
I
Abbey
mean,
Road automatically goes up.
the what did they call it? The long one or whatever. It's just so cool. I did that with a series of students who did a sort of a tribute to that. It was really fun. We just played that like 20 minutes.
Oh, so
Um,
good.
yeah, it was cool. And then I would say, man, I like Magical Mystery Tour. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm a big Paul McCartney guy.
Oh yeah, great character writing, and that whole record is all
Yeah.
characters. I love that so much. And I feel like that's kind of, not that it's died out, I think it's gone underground.
Yeah.
Not many modern folks write that way. Maybe a few, like the alt country folks, but I don't know. Do you
Yeah.
have an opinion on that?
I don't know. There's so much music. It's hard to know. I mean, I've been like, I don't know. I found someone recently, Kaya Cater, who I really loving right now. She's here, and she's got that. It's a character. It's It's kind of it's the sort of thing that when you listen to her music, you definitely it's like strong. You can feel the personality and the character in the music. You know what I'm saying? And I would be curious to meet her and see if what if how much authorship is like how much is like creating a character or how much is it actually just her. You know what I mean? That's always an interesting thing to find when particularly in regard to a songwriter, right? You might see a songwriter and you're like, you know, oh, they're just, what's their personality like? Is it like the music? And then you meet and they're like totally different. Like, maybe a jerk, or maybe they're really cool, or they're goofy, or something like that. They're like nothing like the music. You know what I mean? Which I think is
Yeah,
cool.
100%, 100%. I used to play with this country singer, and we got to open for a few big folks. And there was one artist I won't name in particular that we opened for them, and we were like the very beginning of the bill, and then this artist was in the middle, and and this middle act was like a country superstar, like had the hat, the whole thing. And then like we're walking around, and there's this dude in like sweats, and just looks like he just came from the gym. It's like
Oh my god,
he's nothing like his character that he like portrays on stage. But I mean, hey, it's all a part. It is part of the entertainment industry, right?
for sure. I suppose so. Not that I know anything about that.
Even if you claim like, oh, I'm an outlier, you're still in it, man. You're
Well, that's
still in
true.
this. I feel like a lot of folks I talk to on here feel that way, which is that we're on the outside. We don't have like the superstar money to get pushed in marketing and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I do the music stuff for especially as I got in my 30s. It's like you gotta love the work, man. You gotta love the work. If you don't love the work, you're in the wrong business. You know what I mean? It's like if you're doing it, you got to do it for the work itself. You know what I mean? There's a lot of disappointment in this business.
1,000%. And I think that we as smaller artists, we have to keep just checking in every day, plugging away, writing new tunes, and like shedding and making sure everything's up to snuff. That way, when our local communities like come together, it's like we're still at it. We're just waiting for luck to kind of come our way. But you do a great thing, which is that like you teach as well. You teach guitar down in South Philly. Do you find that like teaching opens your mind to different ways of playing? Like having to teach new ways to do something will go, oh, I could, and then unlock something for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt. I think teaching has opened my mind to a lot of different kinds of music, and especially it's opened my mind to be like more tolerant towards music that I may have not liked traditionally. But then I also, I learned to appreciate what a good song is. One thing we do, we sing, we'll play these songs in the guitar class. A lot of times I've never heard some of these songs, but I'll chart it. If somebody has a request or something. Now I don't usually do requests. Any wrong ideas out there, but sometimes I do for my students. We'll sing a song like even like we did a chaperone song. And I don't know. I'm not that I dislike it. I just don't. I'm just not that plugged into a lot of what's going on. You know, pop music. But so I gave the song like 2 listens, charted it out, and then what's kind of fun is the song kind of evolves, and we kind of create our own sort of like. I mean, it's the same tune, but like we're strumming acoustic guitars, and we're doing that song "Good Luck, Babe," and now it's like now I hear the song on the radio. I'm like, oh, I like how our class does it too. It's cool. You know what I mean?
I
I mean,
see.
it kind of takes on its own life. So I think, and that's a great song. I think that song's really a really well crafted tune. It's great, and maybe production wise, it's not not my kind of thing. Like, not that it's bad, but it's great. But just preference wise. But you can also do so many things with the song. And a great song can be interpreted in many great ways. I wouldn't be surprised to see that song covered in a variety of different ways. In the decades to come.
Oh yeah, like the jazz version is definitely coming.
Yeah, or like the folk version or whatever, you know what I mean? Or the rock version, whatever, it's a great tune. A lot, anybody can take it and run with it, you know what I mean?
1,000%. Same thing though, which is that like somebody brings a song to you, you try to teach the kids maybe your way or a different way how to learn the song. How does that work with you and Mike Cummings, who's a mutual friend of ours? When you bring a song into the studio, into Mike Cummings' studio, which is called Treacle Mind Recordings, does he help you shape these characters or these tunes, or is he pretty hands off?
Well, songs are done when I go in, usually. But then what Mike has done that's really great. Mike is just the tone setter, he sets the tone for the room. He's a master engineer. I mean, and he's got great ideas. But I think one of his strong suits is he's made a lot of connections, like for me to like work with studio musicians. So, one thing that I specifically am doing on this record that we just finished, and I think I'm going to put it out in March, but,
Yeah,
or
there you go, Emmett.
at some point, sometime like then. But one thing that we did that I thought was really cool about working with Mike is he knows so many great players. So we would have every single song has a kind of its own cast. Different musicians. There's 4 different bass players on the record. There's a bunch of different percussionists, drummers, keys players, and I kind of my new sort of what I've been doing in the studio recently is like surround yourself with really super talented and then trust those people. I've pretty much 95% of the time come away feeling like, how cool. Like we collectively had this song, kind of like what we're talking about with like, interpreting a song. We take a song bare bones and then we just find a way to kind of build it into a house. And that is really fun. I can't give enough credit to some of the people we worked with on this record because they, I would say each song was like produced by a different person, with me kind of overseeing things. But I'm very much like, if the people are good, let them do their thing. You know what I mean? And usually that you'll get something good at it.
100%. In fact, I just had Vinny Paolizzi and Alex Sadik from Nashville on the podcast yesterday, and they said the same thing. That's how they did their first record, which was like you hire the greats they're down in Nashville, so they hire the Nashville session musicians, and they're like, we just let them kind of give us something, and the magic usually showed
Awesome.
up.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing when
I find that as a songwriter myself, which is like when you present an idea, of course, there's 3 other or 4 other brains in the room, and then automatically the thing just shifts, whether you want it to or not, right?
Yeah.
But
For
that
sure.
magic when it shifts is almost like, for me, I don't know if you also jive with this, which is like that shift makes it new, which makes it exciting again for you.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, one thing that I think is important is you want to catch that lightning in a bottle. You want to capitalize on those good feelings, right? Making a record, the older I get and the more I make records, the more I realize like I'm facing that like summer camp feel. I want it to feel like we're like locked in a room together for X amount of time and we're gonna come out and it's gonna be done. You know what I mean? I or at least the tracks, laying down everything is gonna be done. And that I'm trying to get close. Like that's my next record, dude. I want to book a week and I just want to hire everybody. I don't want to do it nonstop for a week. That's what I want to do for the next album. So I don't know. The more I do that kind of stuff, the more I want to lean into that. Like, let's go. Let's like get
Emmett,
together
that's what I did for this record I just put out. We did, I think it was 4.5 days at Retro City, and we banged out all the basic tracks. It was the best.
Yeah.
It was expensive, but it was the best.
Well, there's that, but at the end of the day, it's like I crunch the numbers. I understand, and it's like sometimes you end up paying more the longer you're hanging out. You just don't realize it. And then you look back on it, and you're like,
yeah.
It took me 3 years. It cost me 10 G's. I could have just dropped that 10 G's and get it done in like a week, and maybe hire the best players I possibly could.
Bro, you're not wrong.
So,
you're not wrong. Sometimes that money's going straight to efficiency.
Right, exactly.
Like
exactly.
I have almost the next batch of tunes for myself. Like I'm still working out the kinks, but like I'm getting ready to go. Okay, what's the same thing? What's it look like if we did a week somewhere, did all the basic tracks, all the vocals and everything, mixing? What does that look like? And there's a few places I'm looking at. In fact, there's a place. Do you know of To Be Frank?
Yeah, I've heard the name definitely. I don't think I know him personally, but
he's a great dude. But he and his band recorded down in, I think, in West Virginia, and there's a guy that like you can pay. I think it's like $600 a song, so $6,000 essentially for a 10-song record. But you can stay down there as long as you want to, and they have a cabin for you to stay in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and like something like that is right up your alley. I'll send that to you.
Yeah, send that to me. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, as long as I just I will say I need my Michael. Michael's my man.
You need Michael.
I do love. It's like how it is. You get comfortable with somebody, and like, Michael's just such a great guy and such a brilliant dude.
Has his production had an effect on the next batch of? Well, you already did a record with Mike.
I've done a few records with Mike. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
hold on, which ones did you do with Michael?
Well, the first one we did with Michael was Tightrope Walker, which was 2019, and we did that at Rittenhouse Soundworks. And Michael was the engineer there.
Oh, that's right, when he was working there. That's
Yeah,
right.
so we did that one, and then the next one I recorded it all at home. The self-titled record that I recorded at home, but then he mixed it. So don't blame him for the drum sounds on that. That was my fault. I actually love that record. It's I learned so much about myself making that record. I needed to make a record where it was like I was doing all the work because then I it really helped me understand how to navigate when I got back into a real studio. And I knew
Elaborate.
I just had way more. I was like I had way more agency over everything. I was like I understood how to sing into a mic better. I understood how to get the arrangements that I wanted to get to. I think sometimes when we go into studios, get like you said, you come with a song, and you might not be surrounded by great musicians, and you might be just with a band in the studio, and then some producer who doesn't really care that much, and you're sitting there and you're just recording the songs and you're just chugging them out. And I'm happy with a lot of my records that I made as young when I was younger, but at the same time, I think I would have, now I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, the arrangements would have been way more involved. And the vocals would be way more, I would have done them so differently than now.
Hmm.
Um, because singing into a microphone is an art form. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. Musicians do, and people who make records do. But you might not even realize that until you're a little more seasoned at it, right? It's like, you can kind of tell when someone really knows how to sing. And I'm not talking about even live. I'm in a studio, singing to them.
No, it's a different animal, dude. Like seeing some of those vocal production techniques, like even just something as simple as the far away, middle away, and then right next to the mic for like big chorus effects.
Yeah. Right. And just like how to get the best out of your own voice. Like, knowing your dynamic, right? Like rising and falling. Again, that's like building that's that character. When you put on great records, you listen to those vocals, it's those vocals, they do something to you, right? They take you somewhere. And it's really easy to walk the line. And I don't know, for me as a listener, right? It's easy. It's hard. Or as an artist, I guess. I have those I can tell now. I guess I've been doing it for a long time, but I can tell when it's like, oh, this is a vocal that is gonna keep people in the song, or this is a vocal that makes me feel like I'm no longer in the song and it's not the right vibe, right? I'm not in there. So it's a skill and it takes time. Or some people are just really good at it. Some
Did
people
you?
are just like 16 and they're awesome at it.
Oh yeah, like seeing like the old videos of like Ariana Grande or like a Billie
Yeah.
Eilish, and you're like,
Right.
what?
They just got it.
Yeah. In fact, there's a I don't know if you like pop music at all, but Billie Eilish has this interview where she's with her brother Phineas talking about their bedroom studio, and she talks about like one or two of the songs where she had to learn how to sing differently for the song to work, and it was like I was like, oh wow,
It
like
makes sense.
there's a whole world there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, I'm not like particularly, I'm not like, not that I dislike it, but that's the thing is teaching has made me appreciate music, all kinds of, and again, recognizing when a song is well written and it's good, even if it's not.
Or if you write something with somebody, they take it and it's completely different after that. It's like, oh, okay. So wait, so you recorded a whole new batch of tunes with Michael and company. So how many songs is that?
And songs.
That's beautiful. And you guys are in the middle of mixing?
No, we're mastering it. It's pretty much done. I think
Yeah.
Michael may have remastered one of the songs last night. I think it's done. So yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
That's so cool, dude. I'm so happy for you. I did just write something the other day that I think we could attempt to do at New Year's Eve if you wanted to hop up on stage with us.
Sure. Yeah.
That could be a lot of fun. But are you planning on doing any collaborating in the next couple of years, like putting out records with other people?
I've done some stuff. I mean, it's like me and my friend Antar. He's a
I know
great.
Antar.
He's awesome. Great guy. Great guitar player. Really cool. Good person. And we've been working on this cool project. We kind of did this like gospel blues thing.
Oh, you mentioned
And
this to me like the last time we were hanging out. Yeah.
yeah, we're we have a cool record, but we're busy and everybody's busy. He's got a lot going on this thing. So my goal at some point is to go back and finish it.
Is that another
And
10 tunes?
no, it's just an EP, but it's really cool. I mean, we got it's very cool. It's a great. It's just like 4 songs. It's 4 like 2 gospel covers, like gospel blues covers from like the 20s. And then we wrote 2 originals that kind of sort of pair with them. And it's a lovely record. So we'll finish that at some point. I'm always down. I'm always curious about collaborating. I'm sure it's something that I haven't done enough of.
Hey, one group I think you should absolutely reach out to. Do you know of the Jackson Pines?
Heard the name.
They're a great set of dudes, and they're very old school. With like they love traditional folk, like from New Jersey, from like the 1800s and stuff. They put out records of those old school folk tunes. And you're such a savant in some of those older tunes. I think it'd be really cool to have you two play together.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'd love to
I
make
think
that connection
in
happen.
2025, I'd love to do more of that.
Yeah, and they're great folks, and they tour all the time, and they're like re-putting out their first record and stuff like that. Well, you mentioned that the record that you did by yourself, that you learned, you respect the process now, right? So what was it like when you put out the self-titled record? You gave it to Mike to like, here, mix it for me. Did he ask for anything or anything more to the production? Like anything, like you wanted
we
to layer
recut
more?
a couple things because Michael's really good at noticing when things aren't like, there's a couple tambourine tracks that were sloppy, and you got to remember this was like during the pandemic, so I was like, getting, maybe having a couple drinks and like going down in the basement and like, hitting the tambo, and I got the all kinds of weird. I would use all kinds of found objects like make rhythm tracks because I wasn't using drum set. I was just like building, tracks kind of. And I would take like a fan and like, you could put a drumstick on it and get sort of this like cool sound out of it. I was just trying to find, you know, fun objects. But some of those were like not like super tight. So Michael would be like, I'm gonna go fix that. Or, I think maybe Arjun like, gone and grabbed a tambourine for one or something. Like Arjun is also like he saved me so many times. Oh, like a maybe a bad like faker track that I did and then they give it to Arjun. I don't know how he's crazy, man. That guy's nuts. He can take something that's so like even if your take is sloppy and like he can lock into it somehow. He's so good.
Well, he's got great ears, and he can play with anybody. Arjun is a phenomenal drummer, and for anybody who doesn't know, he's the drummer in Trap Rabbit. He's also tours with a bunch of folks, and great dude. So go check out Trap Rabbit.
He's all over the new album. Yeah, he's awesome.
What other drummers did you use on the new record?
We have Matt Zorzi, who's in the band, the 4-piece band. Unfortunately, he won't be for us for New Year's, but we have Eric Proctor, who's also awesome. It's great. Well, so many good drummers. There's Zorzi, there's Arjun, and Keaton. Keaton's awesome.
Keaton's a great dude.
Yeah, he's an amazing. He's like, we did one song together on this. So it's the last song we recorded, and he is just like not only is he a great drummer, he's a really great producer. He's got really good ideas. I mean, I have to give him a lot of credit for this one song, "Devil at the Diner," which is such a cool tune. And really thanks to him. I mean, in a lot of ways, I talk about coming to the song and then how it evolved. I mean, that guy took it and then. I mean, I just kind of let him run with it. He just had so many cool ideas. He played all kinds of. It sounds like a mad scientist, nightmare. It's really cool. It's a cool record.
But hey, dude, thank you so much for hopping on the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
And we're super excited. Emmett will be joining Rob Tate Band and Sophie Korn at Fat Lady Brewing Company for New Year's Eve. We're very excited to have you.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be a good time. We'll have a bunch of sit-ins and it'll be a good hang, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course, brother. I'll see you next time.
All right, see you, buddy.